downfall started when we released the last album. Come to find out that the distribution contract he had for Germany expired 3 months after the record came out.
Oh, wow.
And that record was nowhere in the shops to be found. Because when a distribution contract is about to expire, the company does not send out any more product because they don't want to deal with returns, they don't want to deal with tallying all the overstock, if there is overstock, accounting, so they never offered it to any of the shops here. We had a shop here called Saturn Market in Hamburg that supports all the local bands. Saturn is kind of like the equivalent of what we had in Garden City back then, Circuit City.
Yeah.
But a big-ass store with like 5 floors, a big parking garage, a very well-up-to-date place it is. And they were ready to do a presentation for us when the last record came out. Like, they were going to order extra copies. They were going to put copies on the top of the shelf, like employee tip of the week, employee tip of the whole thing. So me and the singer Alex, we get to the shop, and we're like, Alex, do you see that record anywhere? No. I look at the watch. Are we a day early? Are we something? And I see one of the record department guys running out of the warehouse. And he's like, guys, sorry, I could not order your record anywhere. It was not in the system.
Wow.
And not only that, to add a kick in the ass, the distribution also deleted our second title in the process without saying anything to us or to the label. So then we had 2 records out of distribution at release date.
Crazy.
Yeah. So what happened is then, we got hit with a bit of I wouldn't say we got hit with a shitstorm, but many inquiries. We can't find your record. Yeah, there was a problem with distribution. You can get it from us directly. I've never went to the post office so much in 1 week in my life. Because that was the only way people could get the record.
Yeah.
Either through us, or they had to find some mail order like Nuclear Blast or EMP or something like that. But in the shops, it was nowhere to be found.
Yes.
And it boils down to, like David Lee Roth once said, you have good distribution if you find your records in Tahiti. That's distribution. If you can't find your records there, you're not going to find them anywhere else.
True. So then how did this...
So then the thing...
How did the new label come about?
Well, once we decided we weren't going to work with the other label anymore, because the last record, it was just no... I don't know. I mean, as of today, the label is out of order now. They're not even existing anymore.
Wow.
So, I mean, we ourselves got played. We had a radio promotion company in America, Skateboard Marketing. A good friend of mine, Muncie Ritchie, up in Long Island. And he was sending me the stats. We got a lot of love for that record in North America.
Yeah.
We were on the Contra Radio band. I don't know if you heard of that one, Contra Radio.
Yeah. I've heard of them. Yeah.
We were on the charts there 8.5 weeks with that record, and at one point, I have the screenshot of the charts. We were one step ahead of Black Sabbath on the charts. They were number 16. We were number 15.
Wow.
And I was like, I have to frame this shit.
Yeah.
Even if it was only for 1 week. It's an accomplishment of some sort.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You drinking wine?
No, cranberry juice. My liver and kidneys need a cleaning. Yeah, let's say this summer was, with the lockdown, it's partying got a little too much out of hand this year.
I bet, yeah.
And especially once once they opened everything again.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. I hear
No,
you.
no, here we go. Old-fashioned cranberry juice.
Nice.
Flushing out the body.
There you go. So speaking of all of that, what are the plans as far as promoting the album? I mean, what are you guys allowed to do over there?
That's the point, because at the moment we can't do anything at the moment, except maybe an in-store sign-in, maybe a concert with 100 or 200 people at the most.
Yeah.
But getting back to your last point, how we came up to the new label, we once it was decided we weren't going to continue anymore with Ice Warrior, because the radio promotion was sending the statistics to Ice Warrior Records about how we were doing in America.
Yeah. And they were...
No interest came back whatsoever. Like, there was no... Like, the guy could have cared less that we generated that kind of attention. So the record did what it did. It would have sold more, granted, if we would have been in the shops, but still, it still tallied a decent number for this day and age. And then, so we said, okay, we're just going to finish the new album, and then we're going to look out for a new deal. And then that's when our friends in Terra Atlantica, they said, well, look, we just signed with this German label that's been around for a while. And I knew the lady who runs the label because she used to run a magazine here some years ago in a promotion company. And she just started her own label like 5 years ago. 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. So I knew her already. And so I sent her the record. And I exactly sent it to her 1 week before my birthday in August. And exactly 1 week later, on my birthday, I go to the computer, hungover, after I got home at about 7 in the morning. I said, I got to check emails. Then came an email with the offer on my birthday.
Wow.
So
nice.
So she made the offer exactly 1 week later, and I told her, I wrote to her, and I said, well, very surprising the offer came today. It's a nice birthday present for me, so to say. And by the way, yes, we accept the offer. We're gonna go with it. So
nice.
And that's how we went about it.
And so you have a good feeling about this label promoting?
Well, everything, because they're working with the top distributions. We have full North American distribution. We're working with Soul Food in Europe, Audio Globe in Italy, Cargo in the UK, and Suburban for Belgium, Holland, and Luxembourg. We also have Austria, Switzerland. We're working on a Japan deal right now, and we also have the whole Eastern Bloc of Europe as well. So she's only working with the top distribution companies at the moment.
Nice. Is it a big label, or is it just more of a specifically catering, targeting your band and making sure that you guys have everything?
It's you could say it's more like a specialty label, because it's mostly hard rock. You remember Bonfire?
Yeah.
We're label mates with Bonfire.
Nice.
For example. Yeah. So you got Bonfire, who's doing classic 80s hard rock. You have Terra Atlantica, our buddies who are doing like symphonic, orchestrated metal, like the symphonic metal.
Mm-hmm.
And us doing the power metal. And they also have another band, this one here, a CD she gave me. I went to the office yesterday. It's a Vivaldi metal project.
Oh, wow. I've heard of that. I've definitely heard of that.
Yeah, so this is also on the label as well. And there's another Hamburg band, Sign X, is also on the label. So there's 3 Hamburg bands on this label here.
Nice.
So I went to the office yesterday for a visit, and it was really... It's been a long time since I had a good feeling like that on the label, let's just say.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, the promotion for you, I mean, you guys should be several levels above where you are currently, but I think with this album, because I've heard it, yeah, if you get the right promotion, you guys should be on your way. It's just a difficult time, It's the worst time.
Yeah, that's the problem. That normally, right now, I should be booking some sort of a tour right now.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm speaking to people. They're like, "Well, when is the record coming?" I said, "Well, it's coming in January." Well, we can pencil you in, but if things don't ease up, we got to cancel a week before.
Yeah. See, that's.
So it's like, it's like, okay, guys, what do? Do we take the chance and get ready anyway? Worst comes to worst, we got to cancel a week before.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. We're just filling in dates here and there. And hopefully we have what? End of September now. By January, end of January, something should ease up by then.
Yeah.
So either we're going to do the gigs or they're going to get pulled at the last second. One of the two.
Or you do smaller gigs, really small gigs. Yeah, unfortunately.
We want to do something just to get back out again,
Yeah. I know there are some bands that are doing, I mean, you got Armored Saint. They're doing a live stream from Whiskey A Go Go, no audience, just them and the cameras.
We did one of those. We did one of those back in May. I think we did one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it. It's on YouTube.
Did you charge for that? Or did you just set it up?
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't, no.
Yeah. It might be the way to go for a little while, Unfortunately, I mean, it's not the same for you guys, and it's not the same for the audience.
People here already got a little tired of that. It was a nice novelty for the first 2 or 3 months, but the people want to get out of the house now.
Yeah, exactly. I know there's a couple other bands. They're doing like small little gigs around Europe, but nothing. They call it a tour, but it's really, a couple of 100 people tops, 50 people. That's not really a tour, but they're getting out. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen next summer with the festivals.
That's going to be another thing. See, but then in the summer shouldn't be so bad because that's out in the open. That's under the open skies,
Yeah.
Hopefully it's going to maintain like that.
Yeah. So lyrically, are you writing the lyrics or is it the vocalist?
Every time a new singer comes in, I always ask them, before we start, do you have any lyrical ideas? Do you have anything? Funny enough, he said, I can do good melodies, I can do this, but I just have some ideas. So the majority of the lyric writers were me and the bass player this time.
Yeah.
With the exception of the keyboard player, he wrote one song himself. So, but again, it's like I had the shared duty. Like the singer came up with the melodies, I did the vocals with the bassist, and that's how it went again this time.
Mm-hmm. And overall, with the whole album, how do you feel about it? You satisfied? Happy? Want to change things? What do you want to?
Me personally, not. I mean, yeah, there are 1 or 2 little minor things I would change, like regarding some stuff with the guitar recording. But like how I said and how the label said, to a kid in the middle of Bavaria buying the record, he's not going to hear that one little difference what we as a professional are going to hear.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Because it's such a little minute thing that, I mean, I know it because it's there,
yep.
But it's
acceptable.
I mean, it's not that drastic, but I know next time how not to do it next time, so to say.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I mean, apart from that, like I said, I even surprised myself a few times. Like when you mentioned you heard some of the solo bits I did.
Yeah.
And the bass player used to be a guitar player. Funny enough, when I played bass in Storm Warrior, I went out and he joined them as a guitar player.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like 1 or 2 years after me, but we never played in the same band at the same time. But we were both in the same band.
Nice.
You know.
Now, last album you had Kai do a solo.
Yes.
This album you have a guest vocalist. Correct?
We have a couple of guest
vocals. Yeah. There's some female singing in the background on one of the songs. Isn't
yes,
there?
There is.
It's a couple of songs. Yeah. Who? Explain how that came about, and who is it?
The guests or the female singers? Which one do you want to start off with?
The female singers we'll start off with.
Okay, the first female singer is a friend of mine here in Hamburg. A lovely lady by the name of Juliana, or Jules Down is her studio name. And she's kind of got that, how can I describe her voice? A little young Doro, a young Joan Jett, like in that direction, a bit raspy at times.
Yeah.
And Crying in the Rain was a song from the second album, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
And with this lineup, we got the idea to do it, to switch the acoustic guitar to begin with the piano, make it a bit more orchestrated.
Yeah.
And then I said, because originally she came in to do the backings on Out of the Dark. Because I said I want to add some Air Candy to that song because that sounded like the potential hit.
Yeah.
And when you need Air Candy, what's better than a female voice under it? So then I said, well, with her kind of voice, let's have her do something in the ballad as well. There's 2 tracks of the ballad. There's one where she's just doing the background in the choruses.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's one part where she's singing the whole verse completely, the second verse by herself.
Yeah.
Which came out great, which is going to be a CD bonus. And then there's another fine young lady by the name of Samantha Silva from LA, California. She happens to be the daughter of an ex-girlfriend of mine. So, who we got into contact with over the years, and she told me her daughter started singing, doing more like folk music, acoustic stuff, like female singer-songwriter. And I said, okay, well, you know what? Everybody needs a start. Everybody needs a little push. I said, we're doing a new album. I'll send a song over, have your daughter put some tracks on it. Just to give her a little, a little push, a little start.
Yeah.
So that's how those 2 came about.
Nice. So it fits the music. Oddly enough, I didn't really take you guys as adding female vocals to it, but it actually fits. Not stretching into,
Yeah.
It still keeps it in the rock and metal vein,
It's also called pushing the envelope to some extent.
Yeah. Yeah, this album versus the other albums, which are great, but you've taken that formula and expanded it. Pushing, like you said, pushing the envelope. So you're out there a little bit more. It's not just a cut and dry, okay, it's going to be a power metal album, here's what we're going to do, but same thing, same formula. You've kind of added a few key elements to show growth, and it really stands out. You can definitely hear the Blackmore influence, and I definitely hear a Wasp influence on some of the guitar changes. So how did now your other guest vocalist? How did that happen?
Which one? There's 2 other guest vocalists.
Well, the one that you told me about previously, which is Zach.
Well, Zach, if you remember Zach, I don't know if you ever met him back in Providence when he was playing with Wicked Witch.
No, I never.
He joined Sabotage.
Yeah, I knew he was in the band, but I never met him at that point.
That's the thing. I met him at Club Babyhead before he joined Sabotage, and we used to run into each other and talk back then.
Mm-hmm.
And then we all know he joined Sabotage for the better part of the 90s. There was no social media. Everybody lost track of each other. And then I ran into him when he was here in Hamburg. 2000... When did I see him again? 2006. It was Circle to Circle, Saxon, and Mastermind.
Oh.
And then we got up to talking again. We started talking. And then he started coming every couple of years around with Circle to Circle. And we just kept meeting up every time. And then when we had the idea for the song, we said we could pull in a guest singer. And he was the one that came to mind at the recommendation from a friend of mine. Because at first I wanted to have Todd Michael Hall from Riot.
Yep.
Because I saw he was just on this Idol show where he sang the Foreigner song, Jukebox Hero, what he did.
Wow.
Because I'm also pretty good in with the Riot guys, but I wrote him and he's like, man, I got so much shit on my plate at the moment, this is not going to be possible. So I called Zach back in, when was it, March or April I called him. And he said, man, I can do it, but I don't have a home studio, and the studio up the street from my house is closed.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
that kind of went away for a while, so we left it. And then we had another guy here from Hamburg. I don't know if you heard of the band Lord of the Lost. They're kind of like a dark gothic metal band.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard of them yet. No.
Well, they supported Maiden in Europe last year. You know, Steve Harris quoted Nightwish and Lord of the Lost to be the next two biggest bands in his eyes. So,
wow.
But he's also a Hamburg native, and because he had that dark, deep Sisters of Mercy type voice, that's what we needed for the song. It wasn't a shout, or it wasn't nothing like that. So I asked Chris Harms, would you mind singing on this? He said, okay, send me the song over. And 2 days before he had to start recording it, he called me. He says, you know what? I can't do it. I am just not feeling this song. Maybe it was too positive or too much in the light, because, you know, gothic guys are always in the dark.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But he said, sorry, I'm just not feeling this song. I can't get my head around it. And then in that moment, when he canceled his performance, I got an email from Zach. He said, hey, do you still need me to sing? The studio just opened up yesterday.
Wow.
I was like, whoa, that is perfect timing.
Yeah.
You know? So I said, yeah, we still got the song sitting around here, waiting to see who's going to sing on the thing, you know? So then I just sent the song over to him, and then within 2 weeks he had everything done. You know?
Nice.
And then we mixed it in, and so we did like one part. Our singer sang one part, he sang one part, and then the big choruses, as you heard, and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah. It's definitely good. It's definitely a good addition to the album. So I mean, the album itself, as far as the promotion goes, now you've got the label behind you. Subtracting COVID-19 from all the equations, what would you anticipate by the end of next summer, let's say? What's your goal?
To be back out on the road again. that is the goal,
yeah.
You know? To be back out again doing what we're doing, you know, or what we love to do here. You know, bringing the music to the masses. You know? And I mean, till now, people can only go in a few months. They can go to the record shops and buy it. But even they said they want to experience it live again.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
You know. So, but we just gotta wait and see with that one.
And I know you guys have experimented with videos in the past. Are you going to do something more for this album as well?
Yeah, there is going to be a video for the second track, Aloneness. There's going to be a video for that one, and there's going to be a video where the song, where Wade Black was a guest vocalist on A Bringer of Dreams.
Yep.
So we're going to release 2 videos prior to the release of the album.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You know, so it sounds like, you know, as far as the label goes and all that, you've got everything going for you. It's just a matter of getting that music out to the ears, you know. Still waiting for that tour of the States, you know.
We'd love to, but
Yeah,
it'd have to be something big,
yeah.
you know.
If you think it was a tough environment before, it's an even tougher environment now.
Really?
Yeah. Although, perfect for original bands in the area because you can only have like 50 people, maybe 60 people. Everyone has to be seated.
Yeah.
You can't get up. You can't go to the stage. So for most bands, they're only bringing in 20 people anyway. So it's perfect for them.
Yeah.
But for the cover bands and tribute bands, they're really losing a lot of money. A lot of clubs are closing. There won't be as many clubs in the end. Yeah.
Well, see, that's the difference between Europe and America. See, because here, being a musician is considered being an artist. Being an artist is considered a job here.
Yeah.
You know, like the government has a special, at least in Germany, they have a special department called the culture department, where they make sure that there's enough events for young up-and-coming people, you know, for young kids.
Mm-hmm.
And they're supporting actually the clubs, and they're supporting working musicians through this time right now.
Well, that's good. Good. We don't do that here, but, you know.
Yeah, because see, the thing is, over here, like, I know a few guys who, they just play acoustic guitar in the Irish pubs.
Yeah.
They're getting support from the government because they pay taxes. It's considered a job here.
Yeah.
You know, so the arts are considered a job in Europe. You know, I mean, in Europe, yes, in the beginning, I was doing that also. Grabbing an acoustic guitar, playing songs I never thought in my life I would play, you know, in full Irish pubs, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, and making my money that way in the beginning.
Yeah. You got to make your money somehow. You know.
Well, it beats the job we used to do. You know?
I still do, but, you know.
Yeah.
You know. But, yeah.
The difference between you and me, you know, you got a family, you got a house. I have a little bachelor apartment, no family, no kids, nothing, you know.
Well.
I don't have the responsibilities you have.
That's true. Yeah, there's a lot of responsibility, definitely. But I'm gonna, wrap it up so I can get everything done and sent off and all that.
Okay.
Congratulations. I mean, that's really all I can say. It's not like it's the first train ride for you. You've done it, but this album really, really, when I heard it today, it just blew me away. Compared to the other. I mean, the other albums are great. Still put those on, but I mean, this one here just shows a level. Like it's like 7 steps above the other ones.
And I mean, we jumped also 1 or 2 steps up with the last album.
Right. So you're there. It's just a matter of getting it out to the people.
Yeah.
So I anticipate some big things, and
You're not the only one.
I'm sure. I mean, it's a lot of work, but it'll pay off in the end. But all right, I gotta go and make dinner for everyone. So the wife has to make dinner, and I have to eat it. So, all right.
Okay, man.
It's great talking to you.
Well, thank you, Brian.
All right. See you.
Bye-bye, man.
All right. Bye. All right, I'm done.